Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 11, Book 5, Serpio, the Slithering Shadow. And it's been a while since I've done Beast Quest, but here we are, we're back into it again. I always like to give it a nice bigger gap of time to allow me to breathe onto other stuff. But here we are again with Beast Quest, so let's get over this book. Tom and Eleanor were fearing the worst. After Kenza had tricked them and now possessed the lightning staff, with it she could teleport her remaining beasts into Avantia when she was ready to. However, Joffrey, the village elder, pointed out that it was hard to find a jewel that was big. Hence, he doubted Kenza had one. Tom was worried. What if she did? Then their quest would be over. Joffrey explained the jewels come from the northern mountains, and of course Tom's shield map indicated the next beast was located in that area, and was called Serpio. This kind of lightened our hero's spirits, as they knew if a beast was near that area, the chances were higher of Kenza not yet having the jewel. Not wanting to waste any time, they called in their winged animals and flew off. However, they had to get past one of Kenza's little magic obstacles, a storm. Tom and friends made it past the storm, but soon realized the true danger when the weather changed and got colder. Despite Tom using all his bell from Nanook, it wasn't powerful enough to protect them all. They landed in a near forest in the northern cold lands and headed to enter the woods. They were planning to look for villagers, but instead came across desperate people looking for goods to steal. Tom and Eleanor tried to retreat, but their animals were caught in the traps, and a bit of running soon. Both Tom and Eleanor were captured as well. There was nothing they could do. They were at their mercy. This chapter intrigued me with the tense situation they were in. Tom and Eleanor were hung up, and soon enough the savage warriors came. Despite our hero's efforts of escaping, Eleanor had fallen, and now they had her in their clutches. Their leader came forth, and Tom bargained if they let Eleanor go, he'd come down. Tom jumped down and surprised me. He was willing to surrender his jeweled belt for the freedom of his friends. However, as soon as they got it, Tom was listening onto their conversation, just enough to know that these jewels on the belt were too small, and they believed they'd be worth nothing. They went on to say of a huge jewel called the Jewel of Journeys. Tom's assumed this was the jewel Kenza was after to put in her lightning staff. Tom butted and made a bargain. While reattaching his bell, he explained if he got them the Jewel of Journeys, they would return his companions, as long as they destroyed the jewel once they got it. The agreement was made, and Tom asked if Eleanor could accompany him, but they refused, as that was not part of their bargaining, and gave him a guide to the mines, a young boy called Owen. As they approached the mine, Owen explained about their last visitor, Idris, had never returned, and Odwin they went to explain about a creature was deep inside there, stopping anyone from finding the jewel. This tells that Kenza doesn't have the jewel, otherwise she'd try to get another magical artifact. Mind you, if she doesn't have the jewel, I wouldn't let the miners find the jewel without them knowing it. Serpio is there, and then when they get attacked, boom, you got it, you know what I mean? Tom knew this creature was the next beast, Serpio, and soon Oswin had led Tom to the entrance of the mine, a small tight tunnel. Once they were both down, Tom wondered how he could manage without the aid of his allies to fight this beast. After some travelling, they came across a shedded skin from the snake-like creature. It was huge, and Tom put it together that Serpio was a kind of snake-like beast, which, mind you, the clue was in the name, but still it reminded me of the Chamber of Secrets, you know. After some travelling, they came across Iris, and Owen cried. He was dead in ice. As Tom tried to free Iris, they alerted Serpio, who appeared and faced Tom. Tom fought Serpio off, and after a scuffle, the beast retreated. Tom assumed this beast had stolen blood from Arcta, the mountain giant, hence the one eye. He could prove a challenge with his slimy body. Then Tom realized Serpio was trying to push him in. Tom managed to escape while also discovering the beast possessed a powerful venom which could freeze anything in ice. In an instant, Medusa reference obviously, Tom put together that Idris was a victim of Serpio's venom, and he had to find a way around it. The answer came to him when he found the shed skin of Serpio. He assumed it would protect him, as in the duel with Serpio it didn't seem to affect back then. He came across the Jewel of Journeys only when he was backed up by Serpio and appeared, and there was nowhere to run. Tom used the cloak to protect him from Serpio's acid breath. It worked, and Tom used the power of the golden boots to escape, whilst also slashing Serpio's eye. This caused the beast to roar and causing a shower of rocks to topple on him. Tom knew Serpio wasn't dead, he was trapped, and it wouldn't be long before he was free. He ran back to Owen and helped him free his brother, Idris, who was free, and they quickly made a run outside. Tom told them to let the townspeople to release Eleanor so she could help them defeat Serpio. The first questioned it, but they first questioned it, but they soon understood and ran back to the village. Tom's plan was to wait for Eleanor, then take out Serpio with her aid. However, Serpio had already broken free. Tom and Serpio faced each other, with Tom now seeing where Serpio's heart was on the underside of his tail. He planned to use the trees to go around and go for the gemstone before Serpio could figure out his plan. However, it proved more a challenge than he thought, as Serpio used his icy breath to slip his balance and then began chopping down the trees with his mouth. Soon enough, a large branch piled on Tom, trapping him under it, and Serpio closed in on Tom. Eleanor had finally arrived and rescued Tom, giving him back his sword. Tom told Eleanor of Serpio's ice breath and his plan. While she distracted Serpio, he would go for Serpio's heart, directed near his tail. However, the plan soon turned on Tom, as it turned out that Serpio's heart was also a second eye, no doubt a means of protecting Serpio's life force. Eleanor was in danger, but Tom thought quickly. He decided to fake being defeated. Then it worked. Serpio called his body around him, and waiting for just the right moment, Tom slashed off Serpio's tail, ending another beast and reclaiming another token. Arctur's eagle feather. Serpio had been defeated. Tom and Eleanor had beaten another beast and brought the Jewel of Journeys back to the people, only to have the people desperately take it off our heroes. Then Kensa arrived on a mechanical vulture to claim the jewel for her plans. It was revealed that the people were aiding Kensa, as she made a deal with them. If they helped her, she would spare their town. But to Tom, it would seem they had no idea what true danger they were in for. Tom tried to stop Kensa, but was soon flung off by Igor, while Eleanor was held back by the people. Kensa had escaped, and it wouldn't be long now before she would send her last beast into Avantia. It was only until the start of this chapter that I did piece it all together. Overall, this has been, you can tell by all that, it is a very engaging plot, because this book takes a risk by, this is probably one of the first rare books, not counting specials, that Eleanor is held back throughout the story. I mean, you could argue that, in the first book of Beast Quest that, she was in it as well, but, this is like the first time where Eleanor is like barely in the book at all till the very finale, and she's not aware of what the beast is capable of, and it's up for Tom to sort of fill her in. It gave Tom an interesting synopsis to sort of get out of, and I do like the fact that they are trying new things with these books, so that makes it stick out for me. And the twist they took this generic plot of desperate villagers, what they've done before in many Beast Quests, and turn it into something useful as they're aiding the enemy. Similar to what they did the last book with Jaffrey, only this time it's the entire town of how they're affecting it, which makes Kensa a very interesting villain, and I'm really starting to like her. I'm really starting to like Kensa as a villain. She's very deceptive, and that makes her, and she's very close to achieving her goal of sending a beast to Avantia to avenge, that. So she's very close. She's arguably, I might say she's probably the best villain, because she's the closest to achieving her goals as a villain. So she could possibly be my favorite by now, and I'm really excited to see how this all comes to a climaxing finale for the last book of Series 11. So overall, when I get where I rank this book, I'm gonna say it's it. I was gonna first of all, I was gonna say it would be a tie to Flamar, but I'm actually gonna say it's a bit better. So that my Serpio is my favorite book of Series 11 so far, and that is just by a slight push because Serpio does a few extra things new that I like about it to make it better, and that is awesome. So there's just one more book to do, and that book would be Tauron, the Pounding Fury. Till next time, guys. Peace.